Rashkov waiting to come back onto the park. In his absence, Ireland have run in 14 points. Interesting talking to the Russians, say their rugby attitude is more akin to the French in targeting to score tries. That is almost the be-all and end-all for the Russians. They know they're not going to get the results. They're the new boys on the block, but if they can score tries like they did against the Azzurri on Tuesday, they will be a happy lot.
Absolutely, but the big thing is they need to try and get their set piece right. Scrum line out. There's another line out lost again, and it's good pressure in the air from Ireland.
It was a problem for the Russians on Tuesday. Break from Wallace. Can he get the offload going? And steps in to be the conduit. O'Brien again breaking that gain line almost at will. Owens and O'Gara setting the focus for the next round of attack, which is going to feature Donica Ryan. He's just glad to get off the bench, an unused sub, the only unused sub against the USA, and was also unused against Australia. Offload from O'Brien. Rob Kearney trying to skid his way back in field. Good work from Snobeladze, but I think Crockin has been penalised. The Russians desperately trying to stall this flow of green shirts.
No advantage, 2-watt entry.
In fact, it was Snobeladze being pinged for coming in from the side.
Entry 2.
Just every time that Ireland make a break or make some headway, they seem to infringe the Russians, and that'll be really frustrating for Kingsley Jones, because, you know, it was something he wanted to try and get tonight. It was good discipline, try and get their set piece. You know, they won't be lacking for effort and intensity, but you know, they're going to struggle all night if they don't get their discipline and set piece right. It's just going to be a long night from. You've spoken about their deceptive players in the back line. They want to try and move the ball around, and there's some big abrasive guys in the back line, but they need to get that set piece right.
And of course, it's Leo Cullen leading that set piece. Great afternoon for him.
Obstruction, green player in front.
Well, we've seen that a few times through this tournament. Referee's been very hot on that this season, making sure there's no obstruction going on the setup from the line out. And it's going to allow Rashkov just to clear out to that far side.
We see it here from the throw, and you can clearly see Donica Ryan going right in behind Jamie Heaslip, and it's deemed obstruction. As you said, it's the referees have become very hot on it now, and it's an opportunity lost. You can see the frustration there on the coaches from Ireland, but straight in behind Heaslip, and it's illegal now.
Well, the noise from this crowd means that the line, unable to hear what the call is from the Russian hooker. Snobeladze just checking. I'm not sure how good Craig Joubert's Russian is, but I think he got the message over. Good take from Antonov up front.
And that's better from Russia. They just need to try and get their hands on the ball now and hold on to it.
Clearance kick from the skipper Jan Yushkin. McFadden looking in the midfield. With a running style not dissimilar to Jordan Murphy with the way he moves and changes direction. Cronin waits for the next up. Boss moving it out. And just keeping the ball alive so that the Russians really struggling to get their defensive line into position. Cian Healy straightening things up. Goes through the show roll just for good measure, but losing the ball, and here come Russia. Cutting back in for the first time in this match. 21 minutes in, they're into the opposition 22.
They needed to move it there. There was space out wide.
Fatakov desperately trying to get the ball back. Here they go again. Spinning it wide, Gresev with the dynamic, looking for Simplakevich to come in on the scissors, couldn't get the pass away.
Formed hand 7.
Well, Gresev is such a dynamic number 8. Honed his skills on the sevens world.
Beaten by the rack.
And Ireland just being tested really for the first time in this game. And you can see what Russia need to get out of this now.
Yeah, you can see it from Keane Healy, the turnover, and great opportunity from Russia there. Gresev, great carry, fends off Paddy Wallace, and Sean O'Brien penalised in the corner, and they have an opportunity here. It'll be interesting to see if they take this off the top or if they try and get the rolling maul going.
Taken at the front by Antonov, but it's not clean and the moment has passed. And disappointment etched upon the faces of all the Bears forwards. And that man Kingsley Jones in the middle. Disappointed to say the least. We're staying at the Russian hotel and we've seen them up. I had an unscheduled visit from one of the Russian forwards last night as I was burning the midnight oil, getting ready to do the Russian team sheet. Knock on the door and it was one of the Russian forwards. Thankfully he didn't want to go through tactics with me, so I wished him the best of luck for this afternoon and shut the door firmly on him. He's let, biding his time.
Onside here.
Isaac Boss, a big opportunity for him really this afternoon. Only got 2 caps for Ireland since that last performance in France in the World Cup. He was capped again against Samoa in the autumn of last year as a sub, and then also as a sub against Scotland at the beginning of August.
You keep working, I'll come your side.
He was an all-black trialist, but I'm told never wanted to play for the All Blacks, was always going to play for the country of his grandmother's birth. His grandmother coming from County Antrim. And now the opportunity to really show what he can do. There's his opposite number, Jan Yushkin. Slow ball for Russia. Now they're looking at the short side. Antonov losing the ball. Execution letting the Bears down right now.
Yeah, it's a good leg tackle from Donnacha Ryan, and the man you were talking about, Isaac Boss, there strips the ball out of the big second row. But you know, pleasing, good line out from Russia there, and good carry up the middle by Gresev. That's what they need to do. They need to hold the ball, get a bit of momentum themselves, and you know, things have settled down a little bit from now. They can get a bit of confidence from that. They need to back it up with another good line out here.
Russia, who toured New Zealand in January of this year to acclimatise, to get a real feel for the place, played against the Taranaki 15 and South Canterbury side and beat both of them. So they really felt at home here. But they need to get themselves on the scoreboard. There's Simplakevich. He's a big lad, 6'4". Been a real feature of the Junior World Trophies of the past couple of years. Scored 8 tries in 8 games, including a hat-trick against their nearest and dearest, the USA, in Tbilisi this year. So they've got high hopes for the young man. Trishin not able to find his way through. So they have to go again. But this is the way that Russia like to play, keeping the ball moving. Srebrelatse almost going down a cul-de-sac and eventually having to yield possession.
They seem to be going over and back, Russia. They probably make more headway if they kept going the same way, kept bringing their players around. They don't seem to be testing the Ireland defence there. And you know, he was isolated there, and Donnacha Ryan gets his hands on the ball, and it's a bit of a disappointment for Russia again there. You see the tackle here from Heaslip and Buckley and Donnacha Ryan straight in there, hands on, and it's a definite penalty.
Well, the Irish know all about the refereeing of Craig Joubert. Of course, he whistled that first game against the USA in New Plymouth. Also, I think back to that historic game in 2009, Ireland against England at Croke Park. Well, he was on the whistle then as well. And he's going to be whistling the England-Scotland game next weekend. Cian Healy bullocking his way up to the 22. Boss making sure things are moving as quickly as they possibly can. Paddy Wallace being held up. Wallace will be pleased to get past the 3-minute mark. That was his sum total of World Cup experience. But the ball taken away. It's Artemyev and Pax Ostroshko on this near side. Oh, cannot find Gobazov. And the opportunity goes a-begging again. Well, Ostroshko, who had such an indifferent game really against the Italians, now having to trot back into his own 22. Scored a try, of course, but also yielded a couple of tries with his mistakes and thought he could open his account in this match. Good take from the right winger. Donncha O'Callaghan did very well to get back there against the winger, didn't he?
Did exceptionally well, and it was a very, very risky kick from O'Gara. We see it here, and that's the clearance kick actually from another great kick from O'Gara, but the one he's won before that was a bit risky, and now Strusko did very well. Donncha O'Callaghan covering some great ground there for a second row, and you'd expected the wing to pin his ears back and make it to the line, but didn't realise it was probably Donncha O'Callaghan. I mean that with respect to Donncha, that he's the second row, not a winger.
That one's going to come back to haunt you, I bet. A clearance kick fielded by Trimble, but immediately Ireland move into third and fourth gear. Rob Kearney slaloming his way through the Russian defence. Again, Ireland move up to the 22. Again, they're threatening. Paddy Wallace gets the ball through the tackle. McFadden moves it out quickly. Keith Earls starts without the ball, comes back to pick it up. Ross just having to do the dog and dig that ball out of that ruck. McFadden comes in to complete. Again, the power of Sean O'Brien, splintering that Russian defence whenever he gets the ball in hand. O'Gara, 10 metres out now, Ireland. Trimble looks inside, thinks about it, but in the end invites Rob Kearney to have a go. Rob Kearney with a little help from his friends. Again, the ball being kept alive. Slightly risky there from the Irish, because Russia effected a turnover and got the penalty.
It's difficult to see what happened there. I think Jamie Heasop lost the ball, and Russia defending for their lives there. All started with a great break from Kearney at full back, and the lads spoke in the studio about him wanting to have a big game. We see it here. It's he's pretty determined there, and some great sidestepping, and very, very strong break from Kearney. Start off that break.
Well, Kearney, who injured his knee a year ago, missed all this year's Six Nations, said from now on he's not taking anything for granted. He certainly made the most of the opportunity. Oh, that was Cian Healy, and that hurt.
Certainly looked, it didn't look pleasant, and thankfully he's back on his feet. He's had a big start, some great carries as well.
Half an hour gone, 17-0 the Irish lead, with those two tries from McFadden and O'Brien already in the locker.
Just step off me here. Thank you. Yes.
But the Russians beginning to get their game going, and with the sun out on their backs again. They've had a few opportunities, they've opened the door, they just haven't been able to walk through.
They're certainly defending better than they did at the start of the match, and we saw that again on Tuesday night against Italy. They had a poor start and got their defence together.
Good take from Fatakov, a workhorse of a back row for Russia. Again, Yanushkin hangs one high. Boss can't take it cleanly. Adam Byrne picks up the pieces. Trishin Not finding any way through there. Tony Buckley, a fairly sizable roadblock for that Russian move.